Good morning friends and welcome to the pre-market view. US markets were mixed on Friday. The Nasdaq was marginally up, however the Dow was down. We had some kind of inconclusive report coming out from the Jackson Hole meet, and the Janet Yellen, the Fed chairman, has said that the interest increase would be subject to data dependent. If there is a swifter revival in the economy, then she might decide to increase the interest rates, but at this point of time it's not very clear because the job market is not showing a broad-based recovery. So we are on a status quo mode as far as the Fed stance is concerned, so no major impact likely. The US markets, the European markets, however, were down anywhere from 0.5 to almost about 1 to 1.25%. And when we look at the Asian markets today morning, Nikkei is up about 0.2%. However, both Hang Seng and the Shanghai markets are down about 0.5%, and SGX Nifty is also suggesting that we are going to open down about 15 odd points. Back home in our own markets on Friday, we had a very good session. The market managed to close above 7,900 levels of Nifty for the first time, and the banking sector was in the limelight. So the stocks like State Bank of India, ICICI Bank, even some of the smaller PSU banks, they were all up anywhere from 3 to 5%, as the bond yields are likely to go down given the kind of response that some of the GSECs are getting from the big foreign funds like Templeton. So, which is why we are seeing a good amount of activity in the banking space. In terms of flows, friends, FIs are net bias to the tune of about 350 odd crore. Even in the index futures, we have seen a regular buying by the FIIs, which is definitely comforting. And the broader market participation has been good. We are seeing a good action across the sections of the market with a decent volume. So overall, a tone or the sentiment continues to be positive. On that note, let me invite Sadhana to take us through important F&O cues and ideas that we can have from the F&O desk.
Good morning friends, let's have a view on derivatives. Scaling new all-time closing high, the Indian benchmark indices Nifty closed the session in green in Friday's trade. As we have seen that Nifty started the session on a flattish to positive note, and in the initial number of trades we have seen that markets were continuing to trade in a narrow range of approximately 15 to 20 points. But later Nifty showed resilience at lower levels, and from there it showed upward journey towards the northward direction and hit a lifetime high, fresh intraday high as well as lifetime high at around 7840 odd levels. Backed by gains in many of the blue chip counters like State Bank of India, Bank of Baroda, Infosys, TCS and Larsen & Toubro, which were up by approximately 2 to 3%. And Nifty finally closed its session with a marginal gain of 0.31% at 7927 odd levels. In this period, we have seen that marginal long positions were built up by market players, as around 1.76 lakhs per shares added in open interest, approximately 3,500 contracts were added, and Nifty futures price increased by 25 rupees. On the other hand, cost of carry also increased by 39% from 7.96 to 11.03%. Along with Nifty futures premium increased from 12 points to 14 odd levels. On the options front, PCR is decreased by 1% from 1.01 to 1. It is indicating that it is a bullish sign for the market going forward. And in Friday's trade, we have seen that call option has added good number of shares than put option. Call option has added around 14 lakh shares in open interest, whereas put option has added around 4 lakh shares in open interest. India VIX was down by minus 0.80% from 13.73 to 13.62. In the options activity, we have seen that 8,000 call option has reduced its shares in open interest. That activity was shifted to 8,100 call option. We have seen approximately 18% shares were added in 8,100 call option. In put option also, we have seen that 7,800 has reduced its shares in open interest, and that activity was shifted to 7,900 put option. There are 4 securities in bank period today. One is HDL, second is Indiabull Real Estate, third is IRB, and fourth is Unitech. FIs were net buyers of 1,024 crores in future and option segment in Friday's trade. They were net buyers of 449 crore in index futures. They were net buyers of 386 crore in index options. They were net buyers of 297 crore in stock futures, and they were net sellers of 108 crore in stock options. Our Friday CPM stands at 7890. Lower range for the market would be 7890, and higher range we can expect 8022 in coming days. Singapore Nifty is down by 14 points, which is at 7818. So we may see margin flattish to negative starting Nifty futures today. That's it from derivatives. Thank you.
Friends, let me take you through Sharekhan pre-market action report, starting with actionable ideas. First of all, a long call on Jindal Steel and Power, as Jindal Steel Bolivia has won about 22.5 million arbitration judgment against one of the local companies. So one can go long there with a stop loss of 288 and a target of about 305 about 315. Tilak Nagar Industries, some kind of a dispute which was going on between Tilak Nagar and the Allied Distillers and Blenders Limited, which was picked up about 50% brand rights on this disputed mansion house brandy, has now indicated that Tilak Nagar is actually looking for some kind of a settlement with them. So if this settlement happens, then obviously there could be some kind of a offer for Tilak Nagar made by the Allied Distilleries and Blenders. So that could be a story which could play out. So one can go long on Tilak Nagar with a stop loss of 42.2 and a target of about 46 to about 48. Jet Airways, some negative news, as the delays in the debt servicing by Jet Airways has prompted the credit rating agency ICRA to downgrade its bank facilities to a default grade. So one can short Jet Airways with a stop loss of 251 and a target of about 235 to about 225. Here is the watch list for the day traders. Stocks with positive bias are Adani Port, Hindalco and Glenmark Pharma, and stocks with negative bias are Hero MotoCorp, Ambuja Cement and IRB. The Competition Commission of India has ordered a probe into the cartelization alleged by some of the competitors with the top 5 tire manufacturers. So there could be a bit of a negative reaction on the tire companies. And the state-owned oil marketing company Hindustan Petroleum is looking out at a possible tie-up with Reliance Industries for expanding its oil retailing business. Oil Ministry will approach the cabinet regarding the possible deregulation of the domestic diesel, which would be a big positive for the entire oil marketing space. And in another development, American apparel retailer Gap is looking at launching its products in India through Arvind lifestyle brands, and they're going to open up about 40 stores in India. And Asian Paints has said that its step-down subsidiary Berger International is looking at filing an application for investment approval with the regulatory authorities in Indonesia. And Singapore Exchange to delist 5 GDRs on breach of listing rules, which includes companies like Essentia Technologies, Bombay Rayon Fashions and Karuturi Global. And Reliance Industries has decided to source about 1.5 million tons of ethane a year from the US, which could save them close to about 2,000 crore a year. And Supreme Court will pronounce its verdict on the issue of cancellation of the coal blocks. So this could have some implications for companies like Hindalco and few others. That's it from all of us, friends. Have a great trading session and see you tomorrow at the same time.